All right, guys, let's take a look at some notes from previous things that we've learned on graphing. You're going to take these red words that I put in these blanks, and you're going to put them on your sheet. All right, so you're following along with me, filling in the blanks on your sheet. So here we go. Notes on identifying the variable and label the axes. So the x-axis is the horizontal line. And in order to remember that, you can think about x marks the spot on the ground. Think about that as like your little thing to remember. So x marks the spot. You've heard of that saying before, right? So obviously that spot is on the ground, right? So the ground would be that horizontal idea. So the x variable, the x-axis, is that horizontal axis, and it is called the independent variable. We will get into that more when we start talking about word problems. Y-axis, again, is the vertical line, so you can sort of remember it this way. Y is in the sky, all right? So when you look up in the sky, your head is going on this axis here, this up and down axis, this vertical axis. So Y is in the sky. That will remind you that that vertical axis is the y-axis. Okay, so this is called the dependent variable. So what we mean by dependent and independent, dependent means it depends on something, right? It needs something else in order to happen. So the y values on a graph depend upon the x. So we always start with the x. The x is independent. It's like an independent person. It doesn't need anybody else, right? So x is alone. It makes its own decisions. Whatever decision x makes, y is then given a value. So if x is 3, then that tells us what y is. So x is the independent variable, and y is the dependent variable because it depends on x. Okay, and we'll get more with that when we talk about word problems. But let's take a look at just our graph here. Again, the x-axis, x marks the spot. It is on the ground, so it is that horizontal line. The y-axis, y in the sky, right? Think about the way your head turns up and down when you're looking at the sky, right? So it's that up and down, that vertical axis. And then this point right here, we're going to go through in the next video too, but 0, 0 is called the origin. So that's a very special point, okay, to remember. So you're going to make sure that that sheet is filled out, and then you're going to move to the next video, and I will see you then.